Hey everybody. So we're going to start off by finishing our notes that we started in class on Wednesday, Thursday, and it's going to tell us how the synthetic division relates to factoring polynomials. So if you remember in arithmetic, when we first learned about factors, a number is a factor of another number if it divides evenly into that number. For instance, 8 is a factor of 24 because 8 goes into 24 with no remainder. Likewise, when you're talking about polynomials, a binomial is a factor of a polynomial if it divides evenly into that polynomial. So if I were to take 2x cubed minus 3x squared minus 32x minus 15 and divide it by x minus 5, if the remainder is 0, x minus 5 is a factor. If the remainder is not 0, it is not a factor. Now, I could do that division by long division if I wanted to, but synthetic division would be so much faster since x minus 5 is a first degree binomial with an x coefficient of 1. So I'm going to set up a synthetic division here. And into this goes what makes x minus 5 equals 0, which is 5. And then the coefficients of my dividend go up here. And I'm testing to see if x minus 5 is a factor of this. So when I do the synthetic division, I want my remainder to be 0 if the answer is yes, or anything else if the answer is no. So let's see, 5 times 2 is 10. Negative 3 plus 10 is 7. 5 times 7 is 35. Negative 32 plus 35 is 3. 5 times 3 is 15. Negative 15 plus 15 is 0. So this is yes. It is a factor. In fact, since x minus 5 went evenly into that, it's one of the factors of this cubic, and the other factors are contained in the quotient that I got, which is 2x squared plus 7x plus 3. So if I wanted to find the other factors of this polynomial, I would look at this quadratic and then factor it like we learned in the last chapter. I look for two numbers that multiply to give me 6 and add to give me 7. Those two numbers are 1 and 6. And I can do either group or box method. I like the box. 2x squared here and 3 here. And then the two numbers I got, 1x and 6x. And then first row, common factor is x. And since that's x, this would be a 2x. This is 2x, this would be a 3. That's 3, this would be a 1. So my other factors then are 2x plus 1 and x plus 3. And then that x minus 5 I had also would go along with this. Now, I'd like you to pause the video, try the problem below by the same method, and then unpause the video and see how I work it out. Okay, so let's look at this bottom problem. So again, I'm going to divide this polynomial by this binomial and see if I get a remainder of 0 to see if it's a factor. So box, 6, negative 7, negative 30, negative 9. What goes in the box is what makes 2x plus 3 equals 0, which would be negative 3 halves. Bring down my 6. Negative 3 halves times 6. Let's see, that'd be negative 18 over 2, which is negative 9. And adding those two gives me negative 16. When I multiply those together, I'm going to get negative 40. Let's see, negative times negative is a positive, so 48 over 2, which is 24. Negative 30 plus 24 is negative 6. And then negative 3 halves times negative 6 would be positive 18 over 2, which is 9. And adding those together gives me 0. Now, remember, though, that, so first of all, yes, this is a factor. So we know that 2x plus 3 is a factor. And that this thing would be the other factor, but remember, because we divided by something that had 2x plus 3 in it, we have to divide that quotient by 2 before we write what the actual answer is, because that was the coefficient of the x. So the thing that's left here is actually 3x squared minus 8x minus 3. And so then I would be looking at this to see if it factors further. So I want two numbers that multiply to give me negative 9 and add to give me negative 8. There are two numbers that do that, 1 and negative 9. And then I might solve this one by grouping because I did the other one by the box. So 3x squared And you can write 1x and negative 9x in either order. I'll do it as 1x, I guess. Minus 9x, minus 3. I group the first two together and the second two together with a plus in between them. Common factor in the first set of parentheses is x. That leaves me with a 3x plus 1. The common factor in the second set is a 3, but I want the stuff that's in here to agree with this, so I have to pull out a negative 3 to make that happen. And now these are the same, so my other factors are x minus 3 and 3x plus 1. And then this would be my third factor.